Good morning, dear tribe, on this Tuesday morning, June the 17th, and welcoming all of us into this next week of this journey that is demanding everything from us and not giving us the choice about growing through it. So, I am going to be addressing the violence in Minnesota this week. And so, before getting into any of that, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate each and every one of you and that we are taking this journey together. It means so much to me. And so, it was really in my heart to express my appreciation for you. So I would like to warmly welcome everyone that has newly joined the tribe. You are very welcome to be part of this spirited Warrior of Peace tribe. We welcome you. We welcome your diverse perspectives on things. Of course, we are stronger through our diversity. So let us invoke the violet flame for this week. And yeah, just, this feeling of heaviness about the events of the weekend and wanting to bring an appropriate energy of violet flame to that, to the tribe's experience of that. And so, again, invoking the violet flame every week as a very powerful spiritual energy to transmute heavy, dark energies, releasing that dense nature of them so that they can shift into something lighter like joy or gratitude or love, compassion. So, bringing in this powerful energy of the violet flame to assist in that process. And the violet flame invocation that I'm choosing for this week is the rainbow violet fire, which is an invocation that I wrote myself because I couldn't find one out there for the rainbow violet fire, so I decided to write one. And it does specifically bring in the power of the feminine. So really invoking the power of the feminine. One of our tribe members said that when she saw WOP for Warriors of Peace, what she saw was women of power. And I think that it's no coincidence that WOP has that energy as well of women of power. This is a time when the wisdom and the strength of the divine feminine does need to rise up, does need to speak, and does need to manifest. And the divine feminine is within both women and men, in children, in the elderly. The divine feminine is in everyone. And so we will be invoking that, especially with the rainbow violet fire. So if you have an amethyst crystal, you could grab that. And if you don't, that's fine too. You can just be present as I recite the rainbow violet fire for our tribe and our contribution to the world this week. I am the rainbow violet fire. I am the masters in full array. I am the full archangel choir. I am Kuan Yin, deep peace of power. I am the heart of feminine desire. I am Lady Portia. I am Saint Germain. I am Archaea Amethyst. I am Archangel Zadkiel. I am the rainbow violet fire. I am the masters in full array. I am the full archangel choir. I am Kuan Yin, deep peace of power. I am the heart of feminine desire. I am Lady Portia. I am Saint Germain. I am Archaea Amethyst. I am Archangel Zadkiel. I am the rainbow violet fire. I am the masters in full array. I am the full archangel choir. I am Kuan Yin, deep peace of power. I am the heart of feminine desire. I am Lady Portia. I am Saint Germain. I am Archaea Amethyst. I am Archangel Zadkiel. And so it is. Wonderful. Okay, so in terms of community updates, the most important one is that this is the second and final week for responding to the community survey. So this is only the second ever time that we've had a community survey, and this is a time when it's really important to know what is happening in the tribe. So thank you to all of the people who have already responded to the survey. I think we've got about 14 responses at this point. The last survey we had 33 responses. I am hoping to have more than 33 this time. If you could spare 5 minutes, probably less than 5 minutes, to respond to the community survey by Sunday, then it would be great to have your input on future directions for our community. So please participate and please be in connection and please let's not let this be just like a one-way street here. We really need it to be a two-way street. So I need to know what's important for you. So thank you in advance for taking 5 minutes or less to fill in the community survey and including the link, easy to find in just below this video. So um, I want to acknowledge the violence, the attacks on the lawmakers, the Democrat lawmakers in Minnesota. Um, I am not one to shy away from the most difficult topics. I'm the kind that wants to address the most difficult topics. And it is not acceptable for me, for the members of my tribe, to go through an experience like this and have their systems, shocked, and not to have assistance for integrating an experience like this. So I am going to be posting a video this week, specifically addressing that incident. And as well, last night I decided I want to offer a community healing Zoom event on Sunday for healing violence in the USA. So if you can allow me a day or two to be able to sort of organize and get that together, if you could just keep an eye out on my channel, I will provide a way to be able to sign up and to connect in for that event. So again, it's going to be on Sunday, and it will be for healing violence in the US of A. So I hope that you'll be able to join me. I will offer a replay. So if you can't join us live, then you can also participate through the replay. Everything that I do in an energetic way. So it includes you, whether you are there or not. You are intentionally included in the event, in the healing that we'll be doing this Sunday. And again, it's because I would like to see everyone in this tribe to feel that they can integrate even such a shocking experience as what occurred on the weekend in Minnesota. So I am going to give my very juicy personal update in a moment. Um, I am really in the hot mess phase of my experience here with my living situation and the smoking situation in my building. So I look forward to sharing that update in a moment. But I really like the step-by-step way that we are creating community here, and part of that is in these community updates. I thank the people who are part of the 1111 Peace Prayer Wave that is an initiative of our community. And I was so deeply ill Thursday and Friday of last week that I dropped out of the wave. I was not well enough to even meditate, much less connect in with the wave. And apparently, our other really stable member of the wave, something has happened because she has also stopped posting. So, right now, I'm the only one who's posting in the 11:11 Peace Prayer Wave. So, if you would like to join me so that I'm not feeling so lonely, then I would warmly welcome you. Otherwise, I'm also very content to hold down the fort until further troops arrive to participate in our community prayer initiative. I would also very much from my heart, just even going to grab a crystal for this, to thank the sponsors for the videos this week. So these are people who are contributing on a monthly basis, supporting um, through my Patreon account. So deeply grateful for your support of this work and your support of me. I receive your energy just with so much joy in my heart. It really inspires me to keep going with this. So I would like to thank the supporters this week: AM, BH, CG, CF, DC, EK, JC, JG, JK, JM, and TE. And thanking MW for her $200 donation for the year of 2025, and AF for her most recent sending me $20 in the mail on one of her handmade cards. So if you would like to participate with me in the exchange of energy through my Patreon account, I do invite you to join the team of supporters. It really does mean a lot to me. And I will look forward to seeing future bright faces as part of the support team there as well. So, my personal update. Wow. Last week was an intense experience. Um, really the biggest thing that I am dealing with right now is the smoking situation. I thought I was moving into a non-smoking building, and as soon as the warm weather hit in early May, I have had a very rude awakening because there are a lot of smokers living here, and they are smoking away. So it's in coming up through the cracks in, the various places in my apartment, through electrical outlets, through heating system. So it's coming in through my apartment as well as people smoking on their balconies outside, and it coming in through my windows, especially from my one neighbor in number 309. For some reason, the air just seems to draft his cigarette smoke right into both of my windows, my bedroom and my living room. So, um, things have just, they've kind of been heating up, heating up, heating up as I've been having conversations with him, conversations with the management. And last week, things really got to a crisis level of hitting my health. I've had increasing headaches. Last week on Tuesday, I got a headache that would not go away, no matter taking Tylenol or anything. And I had this headache for 4 days straight. I was in a lot of pain. I lost my appetite at that point on Tuesday. So I was also dealing with really not wanting to eat any food and just kind of forcing myself to drink an isogenic shake. So I'm at least getting nutrition into my body. Absolutely no desire to be eating food. And in fact, really like the taste of food not tasting good anymore. And by Thursday and Friday, I couldn't even work. So I had to cancel appointments, had to cancel calls, reschedule them. Um, and I made an appointment to see my doctor to get a doctor's note to document what's happening here. And I also made an appointment. My chiropractor is amazing. She squeezed me in for Friday as well. So I saw both the doctor and my chiropractor on Friday. The chiropractor, although my headache did not end on Friday. It did end on Saturday. And I know that it's a result of her amazing chiropractic work. So just in such a deep place, and also really appreciating my healthcare providers being so strongly in my court. So, and also just to say, it's not like sort of like, you know, oh, all of a sudden on Saturday everything was okay. It was like on Saturday I started to recover from really being in a deep place where like body systems were starting to shut down. My digestive system was starting to shut down. So, and I had another headache Saturday night, and another headache Sunday night. So it's not like the headache stopped, but things became much more manageable. And just on the health front, I meet every Saturday with my Isogenics health team. And so it's a really wonderful community connection for me. And so when I connected in on Saturday and shared my update, one of them had also brought up about an air purifier and how helpful that can be. And so as soon as I got off that call, I did research and selected an air purifier, ordered it. It came on Monday. So things have definitely been getting quite a bit better now that I have a bit more control over my environment. Not happy about having to keep my windows closed, but at least I can control the air quality in my home. So it's been a combination of being impacted by the smoke, but also the distress of not having control about toxins coming into my home, and also a feeling of lack of responsiveness and support from the management here in the building. I did raise with them, I mean, I've had many conversations. They've gone and spoken with number 309 three times now. Um, and on Thursday, I did communicate clearly things have gotten to an urgent place because my health was suffering so much. And I was really pushed to the side. They were too busy to relate with my urgent concerns. And I think we all know what that feels like when you're saying, oh my God, like, this is really serious. We need to attend to this. And somebody says, well, I'm really too busy to talk with you today. Like, it is not a very nice response to get. So so I have been dealing with the situation the best that I can. On Thursday, when I realized that things had gotten serious with my health, I went into advocacy mode that morning. I called the tenancy board to get more information. And so that was definitely helpful. Called the doctor, called the chiropractor, and I made my attempts to raise the urgency level with the management, which were very unsuccessful. And so um, I was feeling very demoralized after I got home from Friday because initially the doctor, I saw a substitute doctor in my doctor's office because my doctor was too busy. The substitute doctor, he was not willing to help me other than he really feels that I need to just move. So that was his solution. I need to move. And so that was the doctor's note that he wrote in support of me getting out of my lease. So super demoralized when I got home on Friday. I was exhausted from the trip to Halifax. So I'm just sharing that, I've had some pretty low points here. And Saturday morning, I just made an executive decision that I was going to reclaim my health. And so I said to myself, I'm going to make you a very small breakfast, and it may taste off, but I would like for you to just bring some grace to that experience and to start to eat again. So I did that. And yes, the food did taste off, but because of the pre-talk, I allowed grace around the food tasting a bit off. And I just kind of just drip by drip nurtured myself to a better place of health. So that at this point, I am feeling quite a bit better. And for the first night, I didn't have a headache last night. I'm kind of giving credit to the air purifier because I didn't have to have any of the stress of worrying about, having my window open to get some fresh air and never knowing when my neighbor's going to smoke and having to, like wake up to a smoky room or whatever, which was stressful. So I was able to just keep the windows closed, have the air purifier on. It didn't cool off the way that I would like the air to be cooled off, but it was more relaxing for sleep. So things are getting better. And this morning, I interrupted my starting of my business day routine to give a second call to the Nova Scotia Tenancy Board. And I said I was calling back because I was confused because the officer I talked to last week said there was no such thing as grandfathering a smoker in or smokers into a building because that's what the building has told me. Yes, it's a non-smoking building, but they grandfathered in all of the people that were smoking previously, which apparently are a lot of people between the people smoking cigarettes and the people smoking marijuana. It's a lot of smokers. So the Nova Scotia Tenancy Board last week had said there is no such thing as grandfathering the smokers in. And so I was confused. So I decided it, and I will confess, I did a Google search asking the Google AI, is there such a thing as grandfathering smokers in Nova Scotia, leases? And Google AI said that yes, there was. So I was confused. Do I believe the actual person or do I believe the AI? And I'm sure everybody out there knows the proper answer to that. Don't trust the AI. So I called, spoke with an actual person this morning, and he was super helpful. And he said that no, there is no such thing as grandfathering smokers in. What the situation is that when a building goes to being non-smoking, then they have to give 4 months notice before the end of the lease of every smoker that they will either have to stop smoking or they will have to move. So they have to give that 4 months notice before the end of their lease. So this is something that would just be rolling throughout a year after making a building non-smoking. So what I found out is that what my building is doing is illegal. So I'm feeling a lot more empowered for pointing a few things out to them, um, in a kind and straightforward way first, thinking that maybe they just didn't understand what they were doing. And then I also know that I have the backup that I can file for a tenancy board hearing where there will be an adjudicator that will meet with both myself and the landlord about the situation. And I'm able to submit evidence. And yes, I am collecting evidence. I'm documenting everything. I'm keeping all the emails. I'm keeping track of the interactions that have happened. So I am feeling much more positive about being able to move a mountain because like this is basically what I've been going up against is trying to move a mountain. And the initial pushback was my neighbor downstairs saying, you probably better move because I'm going to keep smoking on my balcony. The initial doctor that I went to see saying, I'll write you a note so you can get out of your lease. You should move. Like this was the initial kind of like response from the universe. And I really did not believe that that was the right response. And so I had to stay strong and stay firm, even though I was really ill. So I'm sharing the gory details because I know that all of you are going through something very deep as well. And I am trying to give an example of the kind of strength that it takes to work through things and also um, the kind of creativity and the grace and listening to your own wisdom about things and also following through, like my following through and doing the second call this morning. Very important step. So I am sharing my story, not only because it's nice for you to be able to know what I'm dealing with outside of, all of the cheerfulness that I'm always putting out to you. But also, I really hope that you will gather some learnings and also gather some inspiration for walking your own journey, for making your beautiful life, because it's not, just handed to us on a platter. This is a time that we're having to work through some pretty ugly stuff in order to create that beautiful platter of a life for ourselves. But it is possible and it is done one step at a time. It is done by connecting with spirit and connecting with source, connecting with God. That is an important part of the hero's journey. The hero's journey can be likened to a pilgrimage where you have to put that sense of trust that what you need is going to come to you, and that you need to keep taking the steps and having that courage to open to who you truly are through taking that journey. So that is what we're on. And that does bring up to me of wanting to acknowledge the element of spirit bringing resources. Um, I shared last week about the insight meditation, where I got those insights about from my subconscious mind, my conscious mind, and my higher self about the smoking situation. So there was the gift of that experience, which, by the way, this last week I did not live the gift of my conscious mind, which was to approach this like a hot knife through butter and expect that things are going to be easy to work through. I really kind of resided in the vision of my subconscious mind, which was the big, bulky, black bully devil who was, tromping around. Everybody just like, kind of running away. And it's like he's the bully who's able to do everything. That was the experience that I walked through last week. So maybe this week will be the week for me to experience the hot knife through butter. It's already today starting to have more of that experience. But the healing resource that came out of the blue for me this last week was the work of a woman named Hope Fitzgerald. So I would love to know who of you in the tribe has heard of the work of Hope Fitzgerald and the Infinity Wave. Please put in the comments below if you're already tuned in to Hope. And so I got to watch an interview with her and to learn about this spiritual technology, this tool that came to her and that she has now been passing out to the world through really beautiful ways called the Infinity Wave. And so it's in the shape of the infinity sign, so sideways 8, and it's water. So that's a very key element of the infinity wave, is that it is water. It is a wave that's going back and forth. And so, in the very brief introduction that she gave in the interview, she was saying that, if you're having trouble with someone, that you can put an infinity wave between yourself and that other person and, just visualize this flowing water flowing back and forth. And she talked about, this inherent nature of water, that there are, leading scientists out there that are saying that water is actually God. It is God energy. It is source energy. That is what water is. Like there's so much, blossoming out there about the intelligence of water and this spiritual awakening element of water. Veda Austin is one of the amazing researchers that I've been hearing, and I know that there's so many that came before her and others who are picking up on this. So I have been working with the infinity wave with this situation. I'm finding it doesn't quite feel helpful to do that, with my particular number 309 neighbor. I have done it a couple of times with him. I've done it more with the situation of, the smoking that's happening in this building that shouldn't be happening. And So bringing in the magic, the grace, the love of God into the situation through the infinity wave, running it back and forth, also opening myself to possibilities of upliftment and resolution, and also just relieving myself of like the total pressure of I have to do all of this. All of this is on my shoulders. That's another really important part of the infinity wave is that it's like it's handing over a lot of this responsibility to source, to God, to like the natural evolution resolution of the situation, which also has been helpful for reducing my stress. So again, the woman's name is Hope Fitzgerald and the Infinity Wave. And yeah, check her out. I recommend her. So that I'm like that has kind of occupied my personal life for the last week. So I don't really have any other personal updates other than, I am, like cheerfully resilient. I am, I am very resilient and I appreciate that. I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for the, all of the guidance and information that has come through to support me as I've been going through such a challenging time. And so, completing my story there, I would, of course, love to hear from you in the comments. If there's anything that you picked up that you feel like you learned something from my story, then I would love to hear that because I always like to know that my sharing had some positive purpose. So, I am wishing so much love and I am wishing so many blessings on your week ahead. And I look forward to connecting lots with you this week, both through the videos, which I don't even think that I even told you what videos I'm posting this week. Um, so, um, so the videos are going to be how to keep the light in these dark times. And Thursdays will be insights into the state of the USA. And Friday will be practicing equanimity in turbulent times. And again, please keep an eye out on my channel for being able to connect in with the healing event that I'm going to offer on Sunday, Healing Violence in the USA. And again, it's just because I want for you to be able to honestly be able to resolve feelings around what has happened and what is happening, that's specific in the area of violence so that you can be breathing and you can be creating your life of joy and freedom and love despite what is happening. So I will look forward to connecting with you soon. Okay, have a great day.